Hey, everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of Tons of Fun. With me is my esteemed colleagues and panel. They'll get here eventually, but until then, we've got Don, Lexwana, Rick, and Joseph Zawada here with us tonight. And we are going to be talking about Ghostbusters. But first, we're going to do the bump, and we will see you after the bump and go from there. Because, why pay for this when I can just do it like that?
That's right.
I just was like, man, I'm pretty sure Joseph has said that at one point. Not in like anything, but I mean, I don't know.
I've offered to give people a makeover once or twice.
There you go.
Only one person has taken me up on it.
Oh.
No, that's a lie, too.
Oh.
Oh, good. There you go.
That's good.
Neither of them made any big fashion changes.
Oh. Well, you tried.
It is what it is.
And that's, yep. People are magic. So
one of them said that I dressed her up. Her words, not mine, like a floozy. I thought she looked great. I thought she looked really cool, but she didn't like it.
Oh,
and then the other one, it was middle school, and I was going into high school, and one of my neighbors was like, "I want to learn how to dress cool now that I'm in 8th grade," and I was a grade older, and so he asked me for help. And mind you, I know I'm not that cool, but I do know how to dress, and I really knew how to dress, like in like quintessential 2000. I don't know what year that was, mid 2000s fashion. I loved it, and so I took him to the mall. He spent too much money to get this. I thought it was a great wardrobe, and he never wore it.
Oh,
he never wore it. But it is what it is.
That's kind of the era when like Banana Republic and the Gap were really popular, right? Like late 90s, early 2000s.
So I think I was a touch after that. I was like in like Abercrombie and Fitch.
Oh yeah,
that was my game, and that was not his.
Yeah,
so he was like a goth. So our styles were just the antithesis. So I don't know. But hey, good on him. I kind of wish I was a goth. I feel like I would have been a lot like cooler instead of being so basic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think it would make me more interesting.
I think you're interesting enough, Joseph.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you. My mom used to be a goth. I found that out recently.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know that about her.
That's cool.
But we're not talking about fashion today.
We could be. I mean, Winona Ryder was a goth girl thanks to Beetlejuice, so It clicks.
Yeah.
Joseph's never seen Beetlejuice, so he
both
has no
her
idea.
and I stole from stores. So
there you go. So Joseph, what'd you do this week, bud?
Pretty low-key week for me. I had a lot of work. I recently got a pseudo promotion, I guess you could say. I call it pseudo because I made the mistake of seeing that there was a job opening for a position higher than me, and I applied for it internally, and my organization was like, "Oh, you don't need to. You're internal. Like, you don't need to apply. We'll just give you the job."
Oh.
And then I didn't get the raise I put on the application.
Oh.
But it's okay. It's okay. My annual review is coming up soon, so it is what it is. So I've been offloading my old project, and I've been getting on a new one, which has been scary because I didn't realize how much of a baby my project was. It's a small fish. So I'm in the big league now, so it's kind of scary.
So now you're making chemical weapons and chemical warfare?
Not chemical weapons, not chemical warfare, but I am on a weapons program.
Wow.
Oh, can you please sneak a smiley face into it at one point?
Do what?
The weapons program.
Make it into a smiley face?
Yeah, sure, why not?
I don't get to design it. Literally, my job is to paying to put the chunk of metal that holds it. I don't build the weapon. It's more the application of it.
Well, I hope your weapon kills a lot of school children, Joseph, in a foreign country.
Not that kind of weapon. It's not that kind of weapon. It is a purely defense weapon.
So, okay.
I shouldn't have even mentioned it.
Oops.
Whatever.
So, Rick, what kind of weapon of mass destruction are you making this week?
I built a cube.
You know, you did build a cube, and that is a weapon of mass destruction if
Yes,
you
it
think
is.
about it.
Yeah. It's self-destruction, really, of anything. So I built the lament configuration from the movie Hellraiser.
I've never seen that movie.
It's a classic.
Have you seen movies at all?
Yeah.
Movies.
Would you like to see the cube?
Sure.
All right.
It's really well done.
Thanks.
So, Bjorn asks us how we're all doing tonight, and I'm doing great. What about you guys?
I'm doing good.
Doing all right.
I'm feeling judged that I don't watch old people movie. Sorry, I'm so young and fresh faced.
Old people movie. Okay.
Old people.
All right. 1 second. Here we go.
Awesome. That's cool. That's.
All right. Let me know when you can see the screen.
Joseph, I'm not even that older than you. I mean, look at this. See?
You do so.
That's classic.
That did not go as planned. All right, so let's get Rick's things up there. We're going to see his wonderful file folder.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I did see that.
And 1 second here. Once the computer loads the image, which seems to be slow for some weird reason.
Mm-hmm.
So this is it. It's a black screen.
Okay. Yep. Now it's a polar bear
Now
in a
it's a white
snowstorm.
screen.
Oh,
There
there
you
it is.
go.
Okay. All right.
Very cool.
That is very cool.
Yeah.
Pretty rad.
So it's digital, but it is all available in real life. I'm going to build it. I'm going to source the parts hopefully in the next week or two
Nice.
and build it. Yeah.
Just don't open it, Rick.
Oh no. Well, yeah. This right now this is hollow, but I am thinking about putting something inside of it, like some kind of an interior or something.
You should put like a pin, like a safety pin.
Yes.
Yes. You put a pin
Just
in it.
one safety pin. Yeah.
I'm
With an
sorry.
insert here message or something, or yeah.
So,
that-
go ahead, Rick. You keep doing your thing.
Oh, I was just going to say that's pretty much it. How do I? What's happening? Why can't
Well,
I?
didn't you do something last night?
Oh no. Yes, that's right. In terms of mocking, but last night I had the pleasure of being on Victorious with Boone Builds
Ooh,
as the guest of honor. So that was a very special moment for me.
Nice.
Yeah.
I once won one of his trivia shows, and I was supposed to get a minifigure, and then it took me so long. It's been like 4 months, and I'm like, it's too late to ask to redeem it.
Oh, right. No, you can still. I mean, I won as well, and
Oh,
there's a
you did?
minifigure on the way from. There's Pinhead from
There's
Hellraiser.
Yeah.
Now you probably seen him before, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so you know who he is. You just haven't seen the movie.
No.
It has one of the most incredible special effect reincarnation. I don't know, materialization scenes I've ever seen.
It is
Okay.
about sadomasochism, though.
A little bit of that, yeah. It's a little bit out there.
Yeah. You'll like it, Joseph. Everybody's wearing black leather.
I watched a movie about this week about a boy who has social anxiety, so he wears headphones and he becomes friends with a social media star. That's what I watched this week.
Wow. He wore what?
He wore like headphones because he doesn't like talking to people.
Oh, okay. Why do I feel like I've seen that?
Maybe. So I don't remember what it's called.
All right. Well, go watch that movie, everybody. Sounds. Really
I mean, I
cool.
don't recommend it. It's kind of boring, but I was just making a point that it's the antithesis of I feel like what the Pinhead movie is.
Oh,
okay.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
I watched the documentary on what happened to Brittany Murphy.
Oh.
It was interesting. All right,
I like
sis.
Brittany Murphy.
So do I. She was a very nice lady.
And a fabulous singer, I found out. I did not know that until recently. My favorite version, make fun of me all you want, my favorite version of Boogie Wonderland is her version from the movie Happy Feet.
Yeah, because she can belt it out.
It's beautifully done, and I didn't realize that was her, and that
I
was
didn't
actually
either.
her singing.
Right now. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Rick was today years old when he found that out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. So, sister, dazzle us with your week with us.
I watched Dune.
Dope.
That was pretty good. That is the only thing of note.
Well, I mean, that takes up the whole week if you think about it.
Yeah.
Because, oh look, Kirk is in the audience.
Hi, Kirk.
Well, hello, Kirk.
Sweater's cut really high.
This shirt, which is available, by the way, all you have to do is send me a message, is very comfortable and also illustrates a wonderful new comic book coming out. So,
excellent.
I'm sorry, he's brought up his sweater, and I saw my shot, and I went for it.
I said go for it. Pedal all you want. It's your show.
Thanks. So, Lexi, you watched Dune. How's the X-Wing coming?
I still need my cable.
Way to prioritize. That's good. Okay. All right. Fantastic.
Because I just don't have the room at my desk to do it.
Yeah. Fair enough. Dom, what about you? What'd you do this week?
Aside from some home improvement stuff, trying to get things organized for the winter, not much. I did go to a Marine Corps birthday luncheon today, so that was pretty fun.
Oh, is it the Marine Corps birthday today?
No, it's next week on Wednesday.
Oh.
But they did it today because it's close to the weekend. And
were you a Marine?
No, my father was.
Oh, okay. Both my parents are Marines. I was curious.
Oh, wow.
Wow. That's awesome.
My dad wanted me to be a Marine.
So did mine.
Yeah, nothing against it. I just don't think that was a path for me.
No offense, Joseph. I love you, buddy, but I don't think you would have done well there.
I
Or
don't
maybe
think
you
so
would have
either.
excelled. So I don't know.
I don't think so either.
All right. Now it's Jeff's turn to talk about his wonderful week.
Mm-hmm.
I have a stalker. I called up Don. It was not Don. Luxlana laughed at me.
Should you be talking about this on air?
Oh, I'm going to talk about it on air,
Okay.
Joseph. My parents said no. My in-laws said no. Emily laughed at me and said, we can't even afford to do that, even remotely. And I went, fair enough. But the first day, somebody sent me a Lego set. It was the $14 dual motorcycles, the Batman motorcycle set. The one that I was kind of loud about not wanting because I didn't like the look of the things. So I was on my front porch on the step, and I went, huh. Asked around. Nobody comped to it. So I decided to make a video out of it. So I did. And it was great. And I built it. And I found out that the motorcycles were really fun to build. And I was really happy about it. And terrified. Today.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
No way.
I walked up to my front porch.
Come on. What is going on?
I don't know. This was in a box this time, though. And I was like, it's in a cardboard box. I'm going to find the invoice. No. The cardboard box was cut open. The invoice was not there. No label. It's been ripped off.
I guess just a friendly reminder, while gifts are nice, privacy is more appreciated.
Yeah.
Please
This
don't
is
be,
a standard.
please don't be creepy.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah. But the minifigures look great, and I can't wait to build the Batmobile.
You know what? Speaking of Lego, I had something really nice happen to me this week with Lego.
What'd you have happen this week with Lego?
I've heard this happens to people all the time, and it's never happened to me, and it finally happened. I had a coworker who quit from my company like 2 years ago texts me and says, "Hey, I have a whole bunch of Lego. Do you want it? And I was like, sure. Now, mind you, she had given me
Wow.
Lego prior to the pandemic to try to sell at Lego shows. So I didn't know if this was part of that. So I was like, I don't know. Either way, I'm fine with helping her sell it. She's a nice lady. She helped me a lot at work. So this I could do as a favor to kind of thank her for that. And then she met me. It's actually her boyfriend's kid's old Lego.
Mhm.
And it was a big, like 15-gallon bin. There was lots of clone brands in there, which, you know, it's free, so it is what it is. But I did some preliminary digging around. There was an X-wing. There was an X-wing set. And there was what is her name? She's the changeling in Clone Wars.
The one that drove, drove the yellow speeder that now,
Yes.
the speeder that Luke and
Yeah.
Anakin, not
Yeah.
Luke and Anakin,
And
but Ben and Anakin.
so far, she's just missing the helmet, but that's a $35 minifig.
Yeah.
So if the helmet's in there, awesome.
Amazing.
Yeah, the helmet's not that expensive either.
Yeah. So I'm pretty stoked.
All right, let's get into it. So I'll set the scene for all of you. Well, Rick was there. 1984. You're 7 or 8 years old, and then you see a trailer about guys that are coming to save the world. And it says Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
And then they edit out Winston, and it just shows Peter, Ray, and Egon. And you're like, what is this? Because there's proton streams, there's an ambulance with crazy things going on around it. There's a firehouse that they operate out of, and you go see the movie. And you're like, okay, I'm watching this movie in this theater. My dad even got me popcorn. Life is good.
Mm.
I'm drinking my soda pop and eating my popcorn and watching the Ghostbusters save the world.
Mm-hmm.
Many magical things happen in this movie. You learn about subtle humor. You learn about pantomiming. You learn about Bill Murray and how he's good at things when he chooses to be.
Mm.
He set a stage, and then slowly over the years. Yeah.
Sorry if you're watching Bill Murray.
Bill Murray, if you're watching this, don't do another Garfield movie.
If only Bill Murray were actually watching, that would be incredible.
We would have a lot more viewers, and this would be interesting. All right. So the Ghostbusters fight the giant Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. They don't fight him. They blast him with their proton guns. Then they cross the streams, close the portal, save the day. Joseph, spoilers. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Get out of the movie theater and like down you're in the mall and like the movie theater mall complex, and you're like, I want to go to KB Toys and I want to find Ghostbuster toys. There aren't any because it's 1984. So the real Ghostbusters happened, which was a cartoon that came out in like 86, 87. And then you got guys that didn't look like anything from the movie. But if you were me, or maybe Rick, or Don, and even Luxana, you're like, well, where the hell are the Ghostbusters that look like the Ghostbusters? Well, buckle up, because in like 30 years, you'll get them in 2009. Mattel released them, and it was just, I'm going to do my best here to do as much as I can about the information here. I'm sorry. This one. So, yeah, those were the Ghostbusters that we got right there. And, you know, they looked like the movie. They looked like they were supposed to be, as opposed to the, other Ghostbusters that we got. Why the hell it took this long to get it is beyond me. And why the hell it was part of a special collector's Maddie collection thing is even, like, see, Maddie Collector, you had to subscribe to this thing, you had to be part of it, and you'd be able to order, whatever.
Is Maddie Collector supposed to be like Mattel's like boy line?
Maddie Collector is supposed to be like the premium choice for toys.
Got it.
From
Okay.
Mattel. Yeah.
And keep in mind that it was not done for any sort of like nostalgia purpose. It was mainly done for the purpose of drumming up sales for the video game that came out.
So 2009, we start getting normal Ghostbusters that, those are screen accurate, right? Then we start getting more and more, and the line keeps improving. The characters become more detailed. And finally, Mattel released some of them in stores, Toys R Us mostly, except for the 6-inch figures. And the 6-inch figures, I have one of them with me now, was your basic Ghostbuster. No, not a lot of posability. Nothing as far as accoutrement goes. There's no PKE meter. There's no ghost trap. There's none of that. There's just the proton pack that, here it is. So it's whatever. And, as a 20-something at the time, I was like, oh, man, that's awesome. But then you saw the price tag of these things, and you're like, oh, man, that's not awesome anymore. Because it was like $30, $40. It wasn't a good time.
For each?
Wow.
Yes.
And that's American dollars.
That's American dollars. In Canada, who knows how much?
$60. Once you include taxes, that's ridiculous.
9 million Canadian.
Yeah. Hey, our currency's not that bad, okay? Come on.
So far.
Oh, sorry, 6 million.
Yeah, there you go.
But do you guys have any Ghostbuster memories of like toys or anything like that? Or
I mean, toy-wise, I always saw the really bad ones in the store, and just once, and like they had the cartoon on for a few years. Just wasn't a line series that appealed to me. Again, I was more Transformers, G.I. Joe, He-Man sort of kid growing up. So
I'm right with Dom on that one. The Kenner toys came out, which I think were based on the cartoon. Am I correct?
That's correct.
Right. So I was also G.I. Joe and Transformer kid, so that's what I focused on most. And to be honest, I never really came out of a movie. Maybe this is just me, but I never came out of a movie thinking I got to get the toy. I just wanted to see the movie over and over and over and over. But for some reason, having watched G.I. Joe and Transformers, and maybe it's because they released the toys like simultaneously with the shows, it just became a thing. So, yeah. I do remember the Ghostbusters toys. I know friends had them, and I would see them when I went to their places, but I never had any myself.
That was it for me for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only one I can remember, like wanting the toys of, like when I walked out of the movie, was the original, the Michael Keaton Batman.
Oh, okay, yeah,
the original one, because that's like one of the things I have distinct memories of, standing with my dad in line, the line going around the corner of the theater and halfway up the hill.
That's amazing.
And it was, awesome and everything. And like today is the day I found out that there were no regular Ghostbusters toys until the 21st century, and that's still weird.
Yeah, it is. When Jeff mentioned the subject of this week's stream, I thought, what does he mean we never got any? I remember seeing them, but now I get it. It was movie accurate, meaningful looking, rather than just these cartoon, the Kenner toys were good for what they were, but yeah, for a fan of the movie. So, with regards to why it took this long, it was mentioned that it wasn't done for nostalgic purposes, but I feel like we're in an age now where when we were kids, all of those kids that are now adults, they want that connection to their childhood. So they're working on releasing these really cool, accurate toys to make them feel that connection again,
Absolutely.
Is Ghostbusters a family movie?
I think I would.
It was for my family.
I mean, so now Ghostbusters for me was a movie that I was 2.5, 3 years old when it came out, and I had seen it several times growing up, and it's basically a movie that had been a large part of my experience in growing up.
Mm-hmm.
And that may be, one of the reasons why it was so hard to market it, because in terms of like a movie itself, it was a comedy first and foremost.
Yep.
All right. From that starred two actors who were really good on, the old Canadian improv stage.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then you had Harold Ramis, who came in, who was a good friend of them, and was like, "Yeah, I'm going to do this movie. You guys want to do it?" And like, yeah. So when it came out, it was already it wasn't marketed towards kids to begin with. It was marketed as, "Hey, this is a comedy movie."
Mm-hmm.
It was for adults, and teenagers. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I imagine that would play a big role in them deciding how to merchandise.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's probably one big reason why they decided to offshoot, go into a cartoon, make it more kid friendly, kid oriented, and then develop toys based on that, because kids will buy toys that look more like kids' interests than adult, right?
And that's why Ghostbusters 2 sucked, because it was integrated with the cartoon show. The figures that came out for Ghostbusters 2 said Ghostbusters 2 on the packaging, but it was the real Ghostbusters with costumes that changed slime colors. Like you got them white.
Right.
Like the old Zartan figure. You get them white or whatever.
Yeah, Zartan.
Yeah.
Yes.
They had those like ectoplasm splash on
Yes.
there. It was.
I actually really enjoyed Ghostbusters 2. I like both of them. I don't want to say equally. I do like the original the best, but I enjoyed number 2. It's got some pretty good acting, and it's funny.
Two was enjoyable. It didn't have the same pedigree as say one. The first movie did.
That's right.
But it still did a good job of continuing on the comedy story that was presented in the first one.
Yes. And Joseph, since you asked, I wouldn't say I don't think it's marketed as a family movie, but it's definitely family friendly. There's nothing in it that's really going to. There are some scary parts. I mean, my kids have watched it, and my kids are 10, 9, and 6, so they're okay with it. I mean, when they saw the ghost at first, they were like, ah. And we also saw the updated Ghostbusters, the more recent Ghostbusters. Yeah, you can shut me off now.
We haven't seen that yet. It comes out this month, Rick. You guys must have gotten it early.
Yeah, he does that.
Oh, that's awesome.
I just realized I mixed up Sigourney Weaver and Winona Ryder, and I made a Winona Ryder joke earlier thinking it was Sigourney Weaver.
Oh, that's what that was. Okay.
So if you caught that, I apologize.
I was very confused.
Yeah, I was thinking Winona Ryder.
So Winona, if you're watching,
I'm making fun of you stealing from stores.
Yeah, he meant to insult
you. Right.
Well,
classic.
They were both popular around the same time, so it's not completely. It's completely my fault, but it is. I know that.
They were both in the movie Alien Resurrection. So there's that.
So was Ron Perlman.
Oh yeah,
the saving grace of that film. Sort of.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah, the Alien movie franchise ended at Aliens. I really hope we get a story of what happened to those survivors someday.
I kind of liked.
I've come to appreciate Alien 3 as I get older.
Yeah,
but it's still not a good movie.
Was Prometheus part of that story?
But technically,
yes, but not real. It's
okay. It's part of that.
Prometheus is supposed to teach us how we created the aliens, basically through chemical engineering and making weapons, and then it genomed and whatever.
Despite the fact that the eggs were on LV-426 for millions of years?
Millions of
before we got there.
Yeah. I can't. I love the mystery of the first movie. And please just leave it as a mystery. Leave it.
Yeah, we can let there be horrible space monsters.
Yeah. I mean, when you look at the original ship, it does. We're getting off topic, obviously, but
who cares?
Yeah, when you look at the original movie and the original ship, it does look like that is some kind of a hold for the eggs. It's
Mhm.
protected by something, a thin blue layer that reacts when touched or when broken. Whatever. Yeah.
Right? I'm a space explorer who experiences dangers all the time. I'm gonna fucking touch this shit as
I'm just
hard
gonna
as
put my
I
hand
can.
right in there and see what's happening.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
gonna look right into it as close as I can.
Oh, it's opening. Oh, there's movement. Organic. Yeah, you think? Get out. Time to leave.
Well, I mean, if it wasn't for Prometheus, we
Well-
would have never gotten the phrase "the Prometheus School of Running Away."
Mm.
Let's be fair, though. The crew of the Nostromo were miners, not
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
scientists.
That's true.
Prometheus. I do have one big problem with Prometheus was when they're running away from the ship as it's spinning and chasing them, and I'm like, why are you running?
Take a
away
90-degree
just
angle
that
and
way?
run that
Turn.
way.
I was
even like a 45-degree angle and just run. That would
Any
be like
angle
that would be
other than 90.
100%. Yeah.
So Kirk asked us a question. What is our favorite song from the first Ghostbusters movie? I think the Ghostbusters song because it's the only
Yeah.
one I know.
No, when they have to go to the hotel for the first time.
Yeah. I actually am a big fan of Magic.
Yeah, Magic's a good one too. Ooh, it's magic. You know.
Yeah, it's a good song.
Yeah. Yep.
It's somebody's watching me. That's it. That's it for me.
So, Joseph, if you watch Ghostbusters, you'll be able to see the first instance of possible ghost impregnation.
The dream sequence. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Would
What a
you like
selling point.
All right, so Joseph, Ray and Winston have to go to a fort outside of New York,
Okay.
and they're investigating over the night. So Ray thinks that the best way to attract the ghost that's there is to put on the general's uniform. So he puts on the general's uniform and lays down in bed, and then his pants get unzipped.
Mhm.
Camera pans down a little bit, and then it pans up to a beautiful ghost lady who's about to take care of him.
Hey, keep in mind, this was in the theatrical release. This was cut down to a short blurb in the actual deleted scene that expands upon it. It's yeah.
That's not family friendly.
No.
No.
It actually it did not pass the censors, and that's why they cut it out. They said if you include this in here, you're going up to an R rating.
So let's talk about that for a minute. Have you guys read the articles about those ladies that think that they're pregnant from ghosts?
Oh, I've heard of this, but I haven't read any articles.
I saw an interview with a woman who said that she's been pregnant for the past 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
So these people will go on national talk shows in London and England. I'm sorry, this is nothing related to Ghostbusters, but it's hilarious because it's ghosts. I guess this episode should be weird things. Anyway, so they go on talk shows and they're like, "Oh yeah, my house is haunted." Oh, okay. And the ghosts that are there, one ghost impregnated me, but then I lost the baby. And then, it happened again, but I couldn't carry it full term. And it's just like, what? I don't. These people are nuts, and it's awesome.
In The Sims, they recently had a patch where you can't get pregnant with the Grim Reaper.
Well, that's good.
Well, what's the point?
I know. What's the point?
Why are you
Well,
allowed
yeah,
to seduce the Grim Reaper if you can't sleep with him and have his baby?
I know.
Right?
It's so
Exactly.
sad.
Has anybody seen Rosemary's Baby? I mean,
Yeah, that's a good movie.
yeah, they've remade it now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think Zoe Deschanel, not Zoe Deschanel, Zoe Saldana.
Oh,
I can imagine Zoe Deschanel in a movie like that. That'd be so
I know,
funny.
right? Like, no, it's Zoe Saldana or
Yeah,
Zaldana.
the celebrity Crocs endorser. In that.
Oh my goodness!
She's a Crocs spokesperson. I recently
Did
watched.
she really?
Yeah, I recently watched a video of hers, and it was like touring around her house, and it went to her closet, and she just has like dozens of Crocs,
Wow.
and she is like, "I love them." She's like, "It's a good thing I'm their ambassador because I get them for free," and I was like, "That's very you."
That's very you.
Does she wear them to like premieres?
I don't think so. I don't think
I
she
would.
mentioned that, but it's like her daily wear.
I would show up in like cargo shorts and a T-shirt that says "fuck your mom" to a premiere. I'm pretty sure.
Wow.
Wow.
You know, I swear I saw someone wearing a Crocs style dress.
Well, they now have like high heeled, like those like platform
know.
Crocs.
I'm sorry, I have to look this up. Talk amongst yourselves.
There's a recent I can't remember who it was. It was a celebrity. She just signed a deal with Crocs, and I believe like Hidden Valley Ranch or something like that for Crocs.
Nice.
And these Crocs, it's like these white Crocs with little green and black flecks in there. So it looks like ranch dressing, and they have little things you stick in the holes of the Crocs. It's wild.
Gibbets.
I was like,
Yeah.
why?
My sister loves a Croc, and we were at the mall, and there was a line to get into the Croc store. The kids love Crocs these days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had them for the kids for a while. We had them.
Now, growing up, I had a pair of faux fur lined Croc boots. Ew.
So that's
No?
a costume, though.
Oh, okay.
Still.
Wow.
I'll get back at it then.
I mean, the craftsmanship is pretty good. I give her that.
Yeah, for sure.
So somebody who's like really into Crocs, but you think they're kind of wacky, do you call them a crock pot?
Fair.
I'll allow it.
See, I see Crocs along the same lines as I see the weirdest, fashion trends that have grown up through the years, like wearing slides with socks.
I love slides with socks. And when I was in school, that really started in my like junior year of high school, and it's where you would wear the Adidas slides, and then you would wear like your like neon Adidas socks pulled all the way up.
Wow.
And that was
Before that was wearing the leather strap sandals.
like a Birkin,
With-
a Birkenstock,
just-
not a Birkin, a Birkenstock.
Just
Like-
the regular white sock with the little leather strap sandals.
Multiple
Yeah.
straps.
Oh,
Yeah.
hideous! That's ugly.
And then I have seen in the past, before those really took off, was wearing socks with just the regular strap sandal, with the little right between the toe. Yeah. And
Oh
they have
my.
the sock sticking out like that. Yeah.
It is.
Oh, Ghostbusters.
Yeah. Like the Ghostbusters.
Oh gosh, here we go.
I love that.
This
I love
is a heck of a tangent.
a nice pair of kitten-heeled Crocs.
Wow.
A little something to wear to church.
So Ghostbusters
hmm
and action figures. So Ghostbusters came out, blah blah blah. Cartoon came out. The pilot for the cartoon had accurate cartoony versions of Harold Ramis and all those. Oh, funny story about Ghostbusters, the cartoon, real quick. The guy that played Winston in the movie, whose name I can never remember, but I really like his acting ability. Anybody?
Never remember his name either.
Lexi's looking it up. That's true.
Yep.
He auditioned to be Winston in the cartoon, and Arsenio Hall got the job.
Oh my word.
How crappy is that? But I was in the movie.
It's Ernie Hudson, by the way.
Ernie Hudson. So that happens. All right.
See, that follows along the same curse as many celebrities going in and going for roles that they had done it and losing out to someone else, because some people are like, "Oh, you're too fake."
Uh-huh.
Like the story of Charlie Chaplin entering a Charlie Chaplin lookalike contest and losing.
hmm
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That actually happened, didn't
That
it?
really happened. Wow.
All right. So I'm going to share some. So this is a cartoon that we could have gotten at one point. I can't wait to be told that we're violating copyright. But so check out just some of the animation on this. Like, there's a little bit of but like Peter Venkman is chubbier around the face.
Right. Well, it was more. Yeah. They.
Yeah.
Again, they're trying to appeal to the kids too, right? So.
Right, exactly. And
Why are they making Ray ride on the roof?
Because it's cool. Every kid wanted to ride on the roof of a car.
Yeah.
To ride the roof of the Ecto One.
All
right. Okay, that's a good point.
Yeah. With your proton pack in hand, ready
With
to
your
go.
thermonuclear device in hand.
Right?
Yeah.
When we were young, we had a station wagon, and the coolest place to ride in the station wagon was in
Was
the
the
very
back.
back, facing backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we would fight over that seat. So this is
They
what
don't
you
let
want when
they
you're a
don't let
kid.
they don't let you do that anymore.
No, they don't.
They don't let you ride in the bed of pickups either.
No. Oh my
Well, where
goodness.
you're at.
Nah.
I mean,
I
yeah,
mean, people still
doesn't-
do it. It's
So I
I
did.
know
I did.
it's actually legal here in Oklahoma.
Oh boy. I did not see Ghostbusters in the theater. I think the first time I saw it was probably when I was about 12 or 13,
Yeah,
which would have been several years after it was released.
not a lot of years after it was released.
Not a
but,
lot
you
of
know,
years,
a couple,
but
one
yeah.
or two. You know, yeah,
Yeah, a couple years. Yeah.
yeah. You're still anyway.
Yeah, I'm down there. I'm
Yeah.
up there in the age. Yeah.
It's okay. It's all right.
But I love the movie. It's fantastic, and it's the kind of movie that you see it once and you think you remember it, then you watch it again, and you're like, oh yeah, that happened. But the part that always, and I have a bit of a memory with this, the part that always got me was when Rick Moranis is being chased by Zool, and he gets, is it Zool?
It's
Zool
Vince.
Dog.
It's Vince Cortho
Vince
that's
Cortho,
chasing
yeah.
him.
Right. And he goes up to the fine dining people, and he's banging on the glass. Spoilers, everybody. Joseph, plug your ears. He's banging on the glass, screaming for help, and everybody inside is all eating. They're all, upper crust eating. What's wrong with him? And nobody can see the beast behind him. He turns around, screams, falls down, and then it gets him, right? Well, we had that on video cassette. And when that part happened, the sound cut out, the tracking was all off. So all I saw was silence. And it used to scare the crap out of me because I thought, what's happening in that part? I want to know.
And then he just come. They all just go back to eating at that
Yeah.
point.
Like, oh, he's fine. Yeah.
New York.
Yeah. That stone wall that they jump over, it is used in so many movies.
Men in
Like
Black.
Home Alone and
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been to that stone wall.
Oh, that's awesome.
Is it supposed to be in New York or filmed
It
in
is.
New York?
Yeah. I believe that stone wall's in New York. Yeah.
You know what I learned recently? There are only 2 alleys in New York.
Yeah.
And that all the movies that are filmed in cities that are supposed to be like New York-ish, like Gotham and all, they all have to use the same alley.
Yeah.
Because one of them is private and the other one is the only one that they all film on.
Yeah.
It's wild.
It's pretty nuts, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. So Mattel released these a couple of years ago, and this is not Peter Venkman based on the movie. This is Peter Venkman based on the episode Ghostbusters Citizen Ghost. But in the cartoon show, the reason that they got rid of the gray jumpsuits was because they were all destroyed and they were all blasted with PK energy from Zool and Gozer. So fast forward to like 2017, and we get the Plasma series by Hasbro, which is, they make the Black series and they make Legends, and like they gave these Ghostbusters all the articulation in the world you could want. They got all the accessories, like everything. It comes with a special one, and Peter came with Ghost Trap, which I didn't really understand. Ray came with the goggles. Egon came with the PKE meter. Winston came with the only portable proton stream you can put on the end of a proton gun. So, like, there's 3 Ghostbusters that are just, hurry up, Winston. And then 2019 happened because, 2020 happened because, hey, Ghostbusters Afterlife is coming out this year. Everything's going to be fine. No world-ending plague. So that cartoon that I showed you a little bit ago, they made some figures based on that, where they look like the actors, but, very cartoony. And, of course, they came out with variants where Peter comes with a terror dog and Winston comes with Slimer, which, I had to find. And that was a fun hunting adventure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm being sarcastic. It was not fun.
I can kind of relate with seeing all those different variations when they were doing the same thing with G.I. Joe, when the seasons were going on and they were introducing new characters. It almost made me not want to continue with it because I thought, oh, just stick with the originals. But that minifig looks pretty. I mean, that minifig is awesome.
Yeah, it is. For sure. But I mean, then you have Eco Warriors, Rick from GI Joe, and Flint got
Right.
to lead that, so that was good.
Yeah.
And then you had GI Joes in space with the Defiant,
Yep.
and everybody got a space thing for that,
Yep.
except Shipwreck.
Well, I've seen the Netflix special on the toys that made us, and that was kind of what killed GI Joe, was that they went too far. Same with He-Man, they went too far with it, right? And eventually, people just lost interest.
So there's another YouTube channel. Shout out to this guy's YouTube channel, HCC 788 Hooded Cobra Commander 788. He covers GI Joe. That's what he does, and he goes from the 80s to the 90s, all the wacky, all the good. And I binge watched and was like, I know a lot about GI Joe now. I have no nostalgic connection, but I really like learning things, so that was cool. Joseph, what are you building?
Nothing. I'm just tinkering.
Oh, okay. But that's it. That's all I had to say about it.
Cool.
I always like finding YouTubers like that, where it's like
so niche.
But and then it's like their passion causes you to get interested.
Yeah.
It's basically Lego people as well. I mean, to a degree. I mean, we're all doing this because we love Lego and we love the brick and everything else. And then there's people like me who likes a lot of different things and declares that he's not a Lego channel, but he'll still do live builds. So go figure, I guess. I don't know. But parting thoughts, I guess we're ending it short. We don't really have much to go on about Ghostbusters. It's short and sweet. These things happened. Don, parting thoughts?
I mean, I've said it before. I think when we back in October when we're talking about things that had always scared us, and one of my family's favorite stories of me was back when I was 6, 7, 8 years old. Apparently, I had nightmares about the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Oh yeah.
That was probably my first big afraid of something from media that really influenced because again I said the movie, I'd seen the movies multiple times. It was such a big part of my life growing up. So that was fun, I guess.
Right. He despite being big and puffy, scary as hell. Right. I mean, like, especially the way they introduce him, like all the rumbling and what did you think of?
What'd you do, Ray?
I'm sorry.
Just the scene when he gets blown up, essentially. Just that face, that just even though you can see he's in pain, but that evil look to him.
Yes. Kind of like what they did with Chucky, right? Like that artificial, just fantastic. Yeah.
Well, I mean, Mr. Stay Puft's a sailor. He's in New York. We get this guy laid, and we'll be all right.
Right.
And to this day, a lot of people still don't understand the funniness that is Gregory Peck's, the character Gregory Peck's last name. The whole joke behind there is because Peck, he's a pecker.
But he has no dick. This man has no dick.
Boy, oh boy.
So many puns from just that name alone.
Joseph is like, thank God I was born after all this, and I actually had to see real movies and not whatever the hell these people are talking about.
Hey, that was a real movie. I'm sorry. That was a real movie. Some of the movies today, kind of out on that.
I mean, did you answer the call in 2016? Because that sure as hell didn't. That was the catchphrase for the Ghostbuster movie.
Yes.
Aha.
We've so Jeff and I have had this discussion a few times, and for me, if it was named anything else other than Ghostbusters, and was just a different style, different name, may have been an entertaining movie, or if the Ghostbusters movies had never existed prior, may have been like, oh wow, this is pretty cool. But for a comedy, for what it was okay. It wasn't a Ghostbusters movie.
No.
It's like watching the Filmation Ghostbusters and expecting Peter Ray and Egon to show up. Instead, you got a gorilla and two idiots that you're not really sure how they can do anything with. Cool toys, though.
Cool toys. I don't really have any parting thoughts on Ghostbusters per se, but we did talk a bit about the '89 Batman movie.
Yeah.
And Lexi's memory of
Yeah.
waiting in line around the block. My memory of that movie is that the only part of it that I saw for the first time was the last 20 minutes, the clock tower fight.
Yeah.
So we went and saw Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. And on the way out, I know, awesome movie. Rick Moranis, right? So there's a link there.
I've seen that movie.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's awesome.
All right.
Where he's in. So on the way out of the theater, my dad was a very by the book kind of guy, but on the way out, he saw Batman playing and he said, "Hey, boys, do you want to sneak in and see the end of the movie?" And I was like, what did you just say? Yes. So we snuck in and we got right down in the back seats and watched the last 20 minutes of Batman, which was just incredible.
Yeah.
Evidence for the devil in Pale Moonlight.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Batman doesn't kill. He only throws people from roofs and then they die.
Yep. And he didn't even throw him. He just sort of let him fall.
Batman hates guns, but he's got a minigun on his bat plane.
Yeah. Really, eh?
Well, so like that movie script was written during the 80s Writers Guild strike. And like up until the third act of that movie, it was a solid flip. It was a solid flick, right? Like, you know, all those things and yada yada. And then why the hell does Batman have missiles? Why the hell is Batman trying to okay. You know, and just that
It's
whole
amazing.
scene.
It's an amazing movie.
It's
Or going into Access Chemicals, where there are still employees working and just dropping bombs and being like, "I'm out."
A lot of that I also blame on Burton himself for him being just, you know, he had the idea of Batman but didn't know what Batman was,
Mm-hmm.
and he just ran with it.
yeah.
And that's the intro to Batman that I really got. I used to watch the old television show, but again, is that Batman? I don't know.
Yes,
That's Batman on a lot of drugs.
Oh yeah.
Well, okay, so
Like
the
a
old
double
Adam West Batman. I mean, aside from being a product of its time and that story structure,
correct.
I mean, that there's a reason why they have Silver Age, Golden Age, Modern Age.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, when you think of the three, you think of the Adam West, the Michael Keaton, and the Christian Bale, right? Totally three different styles of Batman.
Incorrect.
no,
You forgot the
No,
animated
no.
series Batman,
Oh well, I was just comparing three different styles, but
which is his whole other style, and that's always going to be my Batman
Kevin Conroy. Yeah,
because it's got the essence of Batman is that he is a deeply disturbed person, but he genuinely does care about these people.
right, yeah, I love that
yeah.
the character of Batman.
So here's the big question.
Conroy was the first one to change voices. When he was Bruce Wayne, he had the Bruce Wayne voice. When he was Batman, he had the Batman voice.
And there you go.
Everybody learned something about Batman and Ghostbusters and Crocs.
And plus, admittedly, it gave me my favorite Joker too in Mark Hamill.
Luke Skywalker, yucking it up.
Oh yeah.
The interesting thing is, like, I knew Mark Hamill before he took up the role as the Joker.
What was he like? Was he a nice guy?
Well, no, I mean, talk about his voice, because he did a lot of voice work before then.
Yeah.
That a lot of people didn't recognize, and some of it actually went uncredited because they're like, you know, oh, Mark Hamill, he can't do voices, and he's a phenomenal actor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. Joseph?
I think I'll probably end up watching the movie. I feel like I should. So
He kind of yeah.
If you're remotely interested in Afterlife coming out this month, I
What's
would recommend watch.
Cool.
Do you like Bill? Do you like Bill Murray?
I don't know if I've ever seen a movie with Bill Murray.
Have
You're
you
fired.
You've never seen Groundhog Day? Come on.
Or Caddyshack?
Stripes.
Coneheads? No, wait, that's Denver.
What? Anything?
Scrooged.
Scrooge.
Yeah.
The Tenenbaums. I'm trying to think of something you might have seen.
Steve Zissou, the Ocean Explorer one.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh,
Life of
Groundhog
Zombieland
Day.
was great.
Zombieland?
Come on.
I saw like the first 15 minutes of Zombieland. We talked about that a few months ago. That movie scares me.
Wow. You need to see Groundhog Day.
Oh,
Yeah,
Groundhog Day.
Groundhog
yeah,
Day.
Caddyshack
definitely.
is another
Scrooge.
good one.
It's
Little
classic.
Shop of Horrors.
Was Bill Murray? in
Yeah,
that?
yeah, he was the.
He was the sadist.
Oh yes, that's right. But it's really a Steve Martin, Rick Moranis movie, though.
I know who Rick Martin is.
Rick Moranis?
Rick Moranis.
Oh, I mixed both names. Steve Martin.
Yeah. Oh
Okay.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
Joseph.
One of
Whatever
my
that is.
favorite.
We've got to expand your filmography repertoire. You
We
know.
do.
I watch movies.
Are you sure?
I watch films.
Let
Are
me
you
ask
sure?
that. Have you seen Planes, Trains, and Automobiles?
No.
If he hasn't seen
Oh.
any of the ones we've already decided, he's not
Yeah.
going to see Plane Trains.
Well, he said he saw like Steve Martin, so I had to ask.
Joseph, please, I implore you, watch Planes, Trains, and Automobiles this year.
Okay.
You will
Those
love
aren't-
it.
Those aren't pillows.
Though, yeah.
Those aren't pillows.
Where's your hand between two pillows? Yeah. Okay.
Those
We
aren't
won't
pillows.
ruin any more of it. Just watch the movie. It's fantastic. It's John Candy, Steve Martin, at their best.
Do you know
It's
who
kind
John
of like-
Candy is?
Thank you,
Kinda
Kurt.
like-
Thank you for supporting me.
It's kind of like an earlier version of Black Sheep
but better.
or Tommy Boy.
Okay,
Cool.
so
Nope. Okay.
back in the 80s, a lot of these actors that we're talking about were on SNL. And it made the jump from SNL to actual movie stars.
Correct.
I've
And they
never
released
watched
a
SNL.
bunch of movies that were really friggin' funny.
Yep.
And you
That's-
need to watch them.
I like
SNL
Father of the
spliced,
Bride.
spliced with SCTV, which is a
Yes.
Canadian. And so, you know, Schitt's Creek?
Yes.
Okay.
I've watched
Canadians,
like the first two
right?
episodes.
So you got Catherine O'Hara, and you've got well, I can't remember his name right now. The main guy.
I don't watch Schitt's Creek, so I couldn't tell you.
I can't remember his name.
But yeah, a lot of these guys originated from SCTV, which was a
Yeah.
a Canadian improv troupe that
Yep.
went around.
They're
And
fantastic.
they eventually made the swap down to SNL, moved to New York, became United States citizens of all things.
Yeah.
And hit it off. That was probably the prime years of SNL.
Yep.
And then when they jumped over to do stuff movie wise, like Ghostbusters, Groundhog Day, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles,
Three
they did
Amigos.
all- yeah, Three Amigos.
Fantastic.
It's considered that entire decade
Yeah.
is considered a golden decade of just comedic movies.
That's what made the '80s so incredible. Was these comedies?
And
So
the
it
cocaine.
was Joe Flaherty and Eugene Levy. Eugene Levy was the person I'm thinking about in Schitt's Creek,
I knew it was a levy. I remember
Yeah.
that.
and his son, his real son. Yeah.
So, also Dragnet
Haven't seen that.
with Tom Hanks and Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah, I
It's-
haven't seen that.
It's
It's
actually
it's a
really
very
good.
funny one.
Yeah.
You know what movie I watched recently and I don't recommend, funny enough?
What's that?
The Bayonetta movie.
Oh no.
Really?
Mind you, going in, I didn't think it would be good. I knew that going in,
Now,
All right.
but I
The
had
stream, the stream is now changed. Joseph, we would like a rundown of the Bayonetta movie.
Oh, okay. So essentially, it follows the basic premise of Bayonetta 1, the video game, but it's adapted like a little bit. I liked the beginning scene. The opening scenes of Bayonetta are always my favorite. It's whenever she is wearing some sort of costume, she gets beat up, gets into a fight, her outfit gets in tatters, so then she has to summon her hair outfit, the main iconic black leather-looking outfit that's made out of her hair. She's always fighting with like crappy guns. She complains that the guns are crappy, and then she gets her whatever fancy gun she's going to get, be it Scarborough Fair, The World Is Mine.
Is this the anime from 2013?
I think so. It's called Bloody Fate.
Yeah.
Yeah, that. And it's really, really good. So that was my favorite part of the movie, where she starts in a church and she's like fighting all these angels and like pew, pew, and like Rodin's playing the organ. It's really, really cool. That's the only good part. Is that. It's the only quality part of that movie. If anyone who's working on it watched it, I apologize.
Funny fact, looking at just from one source called weekempuscover.com, apparently Lady Gaga is in the talks of actually being Bayonetta in a live action movie.
Oh my!
She's a fan of the game.
Yeah, I know she
my
is.
goodness!
Yeah, she was playing it because then she's like, I remember she was like live tweeting it. She's like, I'm playing as a woman who fights with her hair.
From what I can find of the source, it was one thing. Oh, no, never mind. Here's another one. From probably back in two dates of last year, April and December. So,
Want to know an interesting Bayonetta fact?
Yes.
It's the only time Nintendo has used an adult magazine to advertise their product. Every Bayonetta game, they've come out with a Playboy ad.
I believe she was also featured in one of the spreads for Girls of Video Games.
But it's weird though, because they never look right because she doesn't have human proportions. I think like in the canon, she's like 9 feet tall. And like her legs are like insanely long. So no one's ever going to look like her. So they all look like weird squat. Like if you took an image of her and just like squatted it, none of them look right. It's weird.
Well, it's actually that's the art style.
Yeah.
All the characters are
Yes.
dramatically out of proportion as a style.
Yeah.
And they can, approximate it in a live action movie. I think the important part is making her sound like Bayonetta.
Which they just got a new voice actress for. They changed the voice actress.
Yeah, I'd read about that.
I think you'll have to see, because I have my own theories about the plot of Bayonetta 3.
I've heard it, and I haven't tried to delve too far because I do want to be surprised about it.
Yeah.
Even though I've already like read about it enough to be like, oh, if that happens, then I know it happens.
So, anyway, thank you.
That sounds like a really good movie, Joseph.
It's not.
Oh.
Oh goodness, yeah.
I was there the whole time.
There's a bath scene. You might like that.
That's our hideous creatures. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Next week we're gonna talk about Lego because that seems like fun.
Sweet.
Hope to have all of you join us. We're gonna have a couple guest stars that are new to the Lego world, new to us in the Lego world.
Ooh.
Joseph Sawada, I think he might be here. Are you gonna be here next week, Lego?
I believe so.
Fantastic. So until then, Lexi's not waving. I feel
Everybody wave.
everybody fucking wave.
No.
Thank you, Joseph. Bye, everybody. Have a great night. Go check out Chantel Bill.
Forgetting how to wave, I'm doing it so long.